this HTML5 course, and in this module we are going to be looking at how to get started. We are going to make a basic HTML page that we can be using in as a startup template for our subsequent modules. So let's get started, and before we do that, I have this I've created a folder, so you can just create a folder in your system. And then before we get started, I just want to walk us through a couple of things. First of all, for this course, what you will need is you will need a text editor, and there are a number of them available. Some are free, some are paid. So basically, you have a VS Code, you have Atom, you have Notepad++, you have Notepad, and then Sublime. You have Sublime Text as well. So any of them will do. And then the one I'm using is VS Code. That's the one I'm currently on. And then you also need a browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Internet Explorer, Opera, and so on and so forth. And then your time and resources. So that's basically it. To just recap on what we've already said on the platform, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Is a language that allows you to display or to describe the layout of your website. So, and it does that through the use of HTML elements. HTML elements usually consist of tags. So sometimes it can come in this format where you have the start tag and then the ending tag, and then the contents in between the tags. So you have the tag. For you to, the start tag consists of less than sign, the tag name, and then a greater than sign. And then the ending tag consists of a less than sign, /, and then the tag name, and then the greater than sign. So you look at this syntax, you will see them quite much as we progress in this course. So in between the start and the ending tag is where you put your text, your content, or whatever you want to lay out. And sometimes the tags can have start and ending tag. Sometimes you only have a single tag. So this is the format for a single tag, where you just have the less than sign, the tag name, and then / and a greater than sign. So so sometimes you have some elements have a start and ending tag, and some only have some are just single tags. And sometimes these tags name usually define the kind of elements that tag names usually define the type of layout or the type of content that the element is going to be. Sorry, what am I saying? The tag name usually points to the type of content to be laid out by that element. And sometimes we may need to pass some attributes or properties. So we do that by these attributes will basically modify the behavior of the HTML elements itself. So we do that by passing a key value pair to the tag name. So for elements that have a start tag and an ending tag, you pass a key value. The key is the key here is the key the attributes key that you want to pass. Maybe it's the width, you want to modify the width, the height, or maybe some other properties. As we go along, we shall see a number of them, and then the value that you want to give to that attribute. So this is the format for an element that has an attribute, and then this is the format for a single tag that has an attribute. So I think this is the basically what tags are just the building blocks for any given HTML page. And then these tags can be nested. Thus, you can have a tag containing another tag. For example, you can have this tag inside another tag, an element inside another element. So in that case, it creates a kind of relationship, and we usually use the same names or the same convention we use in our family relationship to denote them. So you can hear stuff like siblings, parents, grandchild, first child, and so on and so forth as we go on. So we'll see a number of them, and I think this is the basic. So let's just get started. So there will be instructions to walk you through if you choose to use any of these or any of these text editors. There will be instructions on the platform to walk you through the installation process and to get everything set up. So let's just focus on the main concept. So our goal for today is, as we've said, to get started, to have a basic template that we can reuse over and over in subsequent modules. So what I would like to do is to have these the editor on one side. I wouldn't want to close that. Okay, and then have my web browser on another side. So basically, if every web page maps to an HTML document, so you write your codes or the scripts in a text editor, and then the browser displays or reads the content of that HTML file and then displays it on a web page. So the first thing we have to do is to create the HTML document. So we create a new file, and I'll just name this file index. You can choose any other name, but I'll just take index. And the reason is is that web servers, if we upload our web pages to an online server, they are usually configured to look up for the index for the file that has for the file named index.html or index.php or whatever or if you are using other languages, and then to serve those files. So you can choose any other one, you can say home whatever, but I just stick to index dot. So we save this file with .html extension. That is what maps this file as a web document. So make sure that you save your file with .html. So this is now where we start laying out the content of our web page, and whatever we put on this website, on this document, is what is going to be displayed by the browser. So this is where we give instructions on how we want the content of our website to be displayed. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do on a web page is to define the document type, and we do that using the doc type. So we have the doc type, and the type of document is HTML. So by this I've defined the type of documents to be HTML. Before now it used to be more involved than this, but with the advent of HTML5 we have it as simple as that. And then, just like we've said in the starting module, that a web page consists of series of tags. Now the first the parent tag is the HTML tag, and every web page will basically have one HTML tag, which is the parent. Every other content you want to display, both your metadata and every other thing will be laid out inside this HTML tag. So we need to create that, the HTML tag. You can see I'm taking that format. We have the HTML, the start tag, and then the ending tag. So it is inside here that we want to put every other thing. And then in this HTML tag, every web page usually have two sections. You have the head section, which we specify with the head tag, and then we have the body section. So let's put that. So I have my head section, and then I have my body section. Now the head section will basically this is where we display content that or piece of information that describe our website, and they usually will not be displayed for the viewers to see, but they will be used by some other programs that runs in the background, like search engines, to help to improve our search ranking, or to give some more specific information about our website or web page. So such information are put in the head section, and then the information that you want to be displayed to the end users will be contained in the body section. So whatever we put in the body section will be displayed to the end user, and then whatever we put in the head section will be some piece of information about our site. One of such information is the title. So we use the title tag to display it. So I can just put this specify the title as okay, food website. So I've specified the title of my website. Another thing I will want to specify is a metadata about our website, and one of such is the character set. So we do that by using the meta tag. So I can just say meta tag, then pass an attribute, which is the character set it to UTF-8. Sorry. So this is a single tag, and this is a single tag. This has this element consists of a single tag, and this element consists of start tag and ending tag. So like I said in the introduction, this is supposed to have a / there, but with HTML5 we have that freedom to omit it, but you can as well add it there. So now that we have our page set out, and then whatever you want to be displayed will be shown to the end user. So okay, let me put welcome to my food shop. So now that we have our page all laid out, so we want to display it to the browser, and we are going to be doing that using the file protocol to display our page to the browser. So what we'll do is that we need to copy the path. So I just right click and then you see copy path. So I have the path to this file copied, so I'll just come to the address bar of my web browser and then paste it there. So enter it, and then you have the website displayed there. So you can see that on the visible section of the website, it is only the content on the body that is displaying. Now the title is what you are seeing here. You can see the title, food website. You can see it displayed here on the title bar there. So this is a basic website, except this is a basic website that we have running, but I'll just, before we close up for this module, I'd like to touch up on some things. I'd like to modify the head section a bit to add some more bits of information, and then one piece of information to the body section. So let's start with the head section. Apart from the character set, there are other metadata that I may want to specify. For example, I may want to specify the author. So I do that by this is the tag, then I pass some attributes. The name is the key, and then the value is the author. So I'm specifying the author, and then the content. For the content, Samuel Chibweze. So now that we are done, another metadata I can pass to have the name. Let's put the description, and then the content. Now the description is where you put some information about what your site is all about, and this is actually important, particularly in search engine ranking, because when search engines crawl your web page, they will actually be looking for this piece of information in order to which they will use to index your site and improve your search ranking. So you can put some descriptive, just keep it short, descriptive information about your website. So for this one, I can say a food food website for a food website for Ota community. I stay in Ota. So with that, I've specified, so I can close this bar so that this won't be spanning up. So I have the author, I have the description, and then let me add one more. The name of this is going to be the viewport. Actually, this is not what you would do regularly. This is only once for a web page. So the name is the viewport, and then the content, I want to specify that. Now the viewport is tells the device, is an instruction that you give on how your web page should be displayed. Basically, what is saying, why we want to do this is that we want our websites to be able to display nicely across devices. So what we'll be doing is that we'll set the width to the device width, and then I put the device width. So and then the initial scale, slow typing, to 1.0. So basically what this tells is says is that let's set the width of the website to the width of the current device that is viewing the website, and start with an initial scale of 1. So this will enable us to make our sites to be responsive, mobile responsive, so it displays nicely when you view it with a mobile device or tablets or desktop. So that's I think that's okay for now for the head section. So let's work on the body section. On a normal website, you wouldn't display text on an empty directly inside the body tag. So there are different tags for different content. So this is a text, maybe is the header, or it can be a paragraph. So I'll basically, let me for now assume that this is a paragraph, so let me cut it. There's a tag for displaying paragraphs, so that's the P tag. So we have the P tag, so the start and ending tag. So we display this, so we can put our paragraph inside the P tag and display it. Now you can see that if you look at the structure of this web page, you will see that I am having the HTML as the parent element. So maybe I might just indent this a bit. I am having the HTML element as the parent, and inside the HTML is starting here and then it's ending here. So inside the HTML element, I'm having the head element and the body element, and in the body I'm having a paragraph, and then in the head section I'm having a title and meta tags. What this is basically saying is that the HTML element is the parent of the head element. The HTML element is also the parent of the body element. On a website, on a web page, you will basically have one HTML element, and then one body element, and one head element, and then one title element, and then the bits of information that describes that website. Inside the body, you can put series of various elements to describe the format in which your content should be laid out. So this is the parent of the head element, and then we can say that the title is the grandchild of the HTML element. The title can also be referred to as the child of the head element, and then you can see that the head element and the body element are occupying the same level when with respect to the HTML element. So both the head element and the body element are siblings. They are siblings. So these are siblings. The head element and the body element are siblings. And then we can refer to the P tag in this body as the child of the body element, and then we can also refer to the P element as the grandchild of the HTML element. So the same sort of relationship we use in describing families is the same, is quite much applicable in this sense. So I think this so we save. Anytime you make a save, you save changes, you refresh your page. So we have a basic web page working. In the next modules, we are going to be looking at various tags or elements for displaying or for laying out various content on our website. That's it for this module. If you have any question, do let us know in the comment section, and then if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that others can find it. And then any question, drop in the comments or notify us in the platform, and we'll do our best to respond to it. So for now, goodbye. Thank you.